We're live.
Check it out.
We're live, motherfucker. I said it in the first 10 seconds.
There's no monetization here. Hello. We're live. We're here. Welcome to the Storyworks podcast.
Greetings, salutations.
There's a camera. We have a camera up. It's one camera. We're testing it out. We're going to see how this goes. Try and feel the process out. In the future, we'll hope to incorporate some more cameras. Yeah. We kind of came in here and totally invaded Davis's space.
He was not prepared for it at all.
I kicked
He's off frame, ready to die.
He's not happy.
He's in frame, but he's still ready to die.
He's ready to die. All right. So, welcome.
Hi.
We watched something pretty crazy. Last night is the premiere of The Last of Us.
Boom.
The show.
Boom. The Last of Us, the game, the show.
It's the game, the show, the game. Which, when this was first announced, the game was such a cinematic experience in itself.
Yeah, it was like the first game. I think I beat it in like 2 play sessions because I was just so enamored by it.
I think you told me about that. Those were back in the renting days.
Yeah,
right?
No, I rented that from Family Video. Rest in peace.
To a real one.
But yeah, I rented it and played like the first half of the game up until like winter.
Okay, yeah.
And then I was like, I have to be like close to the end of the game, and then still had like half the game left, or like a third of the game left.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then beat it my second session, and I was like
blown away. Yeah. I was so on the outside of the games because I don't know, it just never piqued my interest, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe I was playing less survival horror at the time and more first-person shooter.
It'll be like that sometimes. Dude.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes you go through those spurts where you're playing different games.
Yeah, for sure. But everybody has always told me, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Play The Last of Us.
You
Play this
gotta.
fucking game." So I finally played it. Probably only like 3 or 4 years ago. I played it about a year before the part 2 came out.
Yeah, the sequel.
Yeah. Just loved it.
It's so
Loved
good.
it.
It's like actually incredible.
Right. But did you have the same kind of feeling when you heard at first that they were going to be making it into a show? How did you feel about it?
I think like when you first hear any time that like a game is getting like a live action adaptation, there's always like instantly fear.
Yeah.
I think is the first feeling that comes to mind.
Right.
Just because you don't want them to fuck it up.
You don't want them to butcher your precious
And
experience.
yeah. But as more stuff came out about like the castings and stuff like that, I was cautiously optimistic about it. And I think that was rewarded.
Yeah.
Because the first episode is phenomenal.
So good. I mean, I didn't find anything I was disappointed in. Honestly.
No, I was like pleasantly surprised by the expansions that they brought to the story.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. We're going to talk a little bit about an overview for people that haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
And then we'll kind of get into the nitty gritty of the episode. And we're going to talk about the games as well.
Yes.
For fans of the game. Because we're coming in as huge fans.
Yeah, we both know where the story's going and we know how it ends. And
yeah, for sure.
It's intense.
I guess overview. It was a really faithful adaptation to kind of the beginning experience of the game.
Oh, for sure.
They're going to take their own liberties when they can, which is great. I want to see new stuff.
Absolutely. When you watch like a adaptation, at least me, I don't want it to be like a strict 1-to-1 adaptation. I want them to do something to it just a little bit to make it their own. I don't want them to like obviously take too many liberties and completely change what they're working with.
Right.
But I want them to put a live action spin on a 3D animated world.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
And they nailed it.
For sure, absolutely.
I love all the choices for actors. I really enjoyed seeing Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, he was
not behind a Mandalorian mask. You know what I mean? He's acting. He's getting his face out there.
You get to see him actually be a person,
yes,
as opposed to just a man in a suit.
This is the way.
This is the way.
So that was fantastic. We didn't get to see a lot of Ellie.
Yeah, she was there mostly towards like the last third of the episode.
Yeah. And I think it was a good soft introduction to her character.
Oh, absolutely.
We're mostly getting to know Joel at this point.
Yes.
Kind of in this first
Get
episode.
his characterization in.
Which, man, if you're a fan of the game, you know the intro is just something. It's just something.
It just destroys you a little bit.
It's an experience. It's a very tragic start to the series, which helps, set up the world and what kind of experiences that we're going to be having as we go along in it. And the show didn't spare any of that.
No, not at all.
It was
very much
intense. I got the same feeling I got when playing the game for the first time.
I'm sure it was, I guess you had kids when you played it the first time.
Yes.
But but it's different, I guess, because you have sons.
Yeah.
Whereas, now you have a daughter.
I do, yes.
And you're experiencing it.
Yeah. It was a lot. It's a lot. It's just hard to imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. People who don't know. People who know.
The cinematography, visuals, they have shots that look exactly like the game.
Yeah.
I mean, like
the way that they'll get the God rays that come through the windows with all the particles that are blowing through the air.
Yes.
It just makes you think exactly like the video game.
For sure. Sure.
Just and then on top of like the cinematography and stuff, the set design itself is very much true to like the style and like the how everything looks in the games, all run down and lived in, and we're in a quarantine zone that's been around for 20 years.
Yeah, right. It's very, very rough. Very
gritty.
It's
gritty.
Got
some grits.
Got some grits. Yeah, I got some grits with my eggs this morning. I like my grits.
We like those grits.
Fucking hate grits.
You knew I'd like these grits.
Oh man. Score, amazing. Fantastic.
It just felt like music from the game.
Yeah, absolutely. The intro is very HBO on par with what they do.
I immediately saw it like within the first 5 seconds of the intro. I just thought to myself, this is the Game of Thrones intro, but slightly different.
Yeah, it was super similar. Westworld.
Yeah.
Just similar, but cool. I like
they do like the big open like area with stuff kind of like coming up from the bottom, and then it pans out.
Right.
We cut across this open space, and then we cut back across, and
the one shot with like the fungus growing upward. Into almost a cityscape.
Yes.
I like that a lot.
Oh no, absolutely. Like I'm saying that it's similar to other stuff. I don't mean it in like a negative way.
Right.
It worked well for what they were going for.
Yeah, for sure. I think that all the characters were handled really well. There's different spins on them, I feel like.
Yes. Very much
which we shouldn't expect them to be exactly like the video game. That's not, I'll reiterate this as many times as we talk about the show. We're not looking for the same experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, I get that the story is going to be the story from the first game.
Right.
But they're able to expand on it and change things in subtle ways to give it a unique experience.
Right. So they definitely stayed true to characters thus far and still let the actors give it their own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it played out well. So I guess we can kind of get into it a little bit more.
Yeah, just kind of maybe give like a general overview of the series. It's of what The Last of Us is. Like a spoiler free.
Yeah. Go Go for it.
So, I mean, it's just imagine a world, if you will, like John Lennon said. Imagine. But in this world,
after he beat his wife,
John Lennon after punching Yoko Ono in the head. Imagine. But no, so in this world, which is just Earth, an alternate Earth, I guess you could say.
Earth 5.
Yeah. There's this fungus that exists, and it exists in our world too.
This is one of the scariest things about the show.
It exists in our world too. It's this fungus called cordyceps, and in our world, the way it functions is it roots in the brains of ants and just takes them over, like mind controls them, essentially. And the ants travel up high, like to where at like the highest point they can reach, and then they let their spores out.
Oh God!
And take over whatever they can.
It's so fucked.
Now imagine that, but it can affect humans. We live in a world where you can now just be taken over by a parasitic fungus.
I think that it's like one of the most unique undead takes that I've seen.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they're like not
really undead.
Yeah.
Almost.
I think at one point they kind of die, I feel like. But yeah, like they're kept alive by the parasite to keep like their motor functions capable.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this fungus infects the world instantly because it's a fungus.
Yeah.
So particles just spread.
Right.
Me and the homies spreading particles at each other the moment COVID ends.
Like a little spray fountain.
But yeah, so that happens and everybody just instantly dies or is infected.
It's a rapid
and like the show and the game take place 20 years after the infection has begun, and the more or less the apocalypse has come.
yeah, for sure.
Like America is completely destroyed. Everybody lives in like quarantine zones, and if you're not in a quarantine zone, you got to deal with like raiders,
slavers,
cannibals, or slavers. All that type of shit.
It's definitely, a theme that you see in a lot of apocalyptic movies.
Oh, yeah.
People, especially involving zombies, you get over the zombies and then people
become the threat.
Yeah.
And they very much are.
Oh, yeah.
But
from what we see in the game, throughout, you're dealing with these crazy infected, but you're also
crazy people.
Crazy fucking people, dude. Some crazy personalities.
Yeah. And I mean the game centers around Joel and the show, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Who is this? I'm Denny Boffa, former father.
Oh my God. The Broom Shakalaka deep cut. Thank you, the Daniels.
But yeah, he's a former father who has lived through this quarantine, this apocalypse for 20 years now.
Yeah.
He's a smuggler. He does whatever he can to get by. And he encounters this girl, this like 14-year-old girl, Ellie. And he gets a job to escort her out of the quarantine zone to go meet this group of like rebels.
Yeah.
Who they like had possession of her, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But then they needed to get her out, so they used Joel.
Mm-hmm.
And then the story just becomes, what's so special about her?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows?
You find out.
You do.
But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much like
that's a good synopsis.
Spoiler-free synopsis of the setting and getting you into the world, I guess.
For sure.
I really liked how we were talking about how like the show expands on things.
Yeah, right.
The cold open that the show has.
I was going to bring that up, dude.
was like actually perfect to me.
So speaking on that, did you know one of the showrunners and creators worked on Chernobyl as a writer and creator?
Yeah, dude. Sick.
Super cool.
Chernobyl is super good. Watch Chernobyl if you can.
Yeah, I still need to watch it, so
it's
maybe
really
we could have an
Chernobylite.
Ass.
That shit sucks.
It's good at first. You're in fucking wherever the fuck it's at, and you're like, damn, this place is creepy. And then all of a sudden, spawn your AK, start killing zombies.
It's over. It's just a zombie game.
It's just a zombie game in Chernobyl.
Damn, dude. You could go deeper than that, yeah. Don't waste your $10.
But yeah, no, the Chernobyl series is super dope. It had really good like visual effects,
Yeah.
stuff like that, which transferred over to The Last of Us pretty well.
For sure.
Even if it wasn't like the effects department themselves coming over to work on it.
Yeah, right.
You can just tell like the quality shifts from like and I don't mean that in a negative way.
Yeah, right.
Just like you can see the quality from Chernobyl also in The Last of Us.
For sure. Yeah, most definitely. I feel like
say what you will about HBO, but
yeah.
They do good. Yeah. Here I am. Just give me a permanent subscription, please.
We can't stop. Listen.
I will talk about
the universe is just faded for us.
I won't I promise. I won't talk about Netflix or Hulu or anything. If you just give me a lifetime subscription.
That's all.
Come on.
It's not that much.
It's really not that difficult. You can do it.
They raised their prices, so they're coming at you. They raised their prices.
You can do it.
What's your response to the raised prices?
Give me a free subscription for life.
He's not gonna budge.
But no, to just bring it all back together.
Yeah.
Watch Chernobyl, but also watch The Last of Us.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting how it kind of came to be. I guess this I'm gonna do it. I gotta get some names.
He's doing it.
I came here with my camera today, and I did not bring my laptop.
Didn't bring the laptop.
I didn't bring my lappy.
What a fool! You sorry fool. You could never be the chosen one.
I know, dude.
Who are you looking for?
So I want the name. Marzin and Druckmann wrote the series.
Oh yeah, Neil Druckmann
Druckmann
was the dude from Naughty Dog.
And what's my man I'm looking for the Chernobyl guy's name.
Oh. Here, I'll also live Google.
2 times the power.
We're live.
My fingers aren't fast enough. Fuck.
It's Craig Mazin.
Craig, my man. All right.
My dude Craig.
So it's really cool. I think from what I heard in their discussion, Craig was trying to get a hold. Like he was so excited by The Last of Us. He played it.
Yeah.
He loved it, and he wanted a show.
He was like, I need to be the one to do this.
And Neil Druckmann, I don't know if he was waiting for the right time, but like he didn't know of
Craig.
Craig
Mazin
originally until they were introduced to each other, and he wasn't interested like in working with Craig like in the very second until he saw Chernobyl, I think. And that's what made Craig stand out to him. And they got together and started having the conversations.
That's really cool.
So yeah, I thought that was really cool because I mean it took The Last of Us has been out for a long time. So I mean, it's a long process for the stars to align.
It's been out for, I think this year will make it, either last year or this year will make it 10 years.
Okay, gotcha.
I think it came out in either 2012 or 2013.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, because it was on the PS3.
Yeah, dude.
That's where I played that shit on first.
Yep. I played it on my PS4.
Yeah. And then, I replayed it on the PS4.
But now there's part 1, and they came out with the show, and
they were like,
making me want to buy part 1. Oh,
just go ahead, just buy part 1. It's the exact same game, but we've re-upped the textures. Yeah, and you give me $70.
I'll do it too.
I was gonna say because I have the remastered version of the PS4 or of the PS3 version.
That's what I played on first.
Because
I had the disc.
Oh yeah, because I mean, yeah, no. When I first played it, I played the disc version on PS3. But when I got my PS4, I re-downloaded The Last of Us on it, and it was like the definitive edition where it had like, where it was like 4K.
Yeah.
You got 4K textures, bro, and also you get the DLC included for free, bro.
Yeah. DLC was really good also.
Oh yeah,
Which
Ellie's story.
we get immediate reference to in the first episode, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Came right out with it.
And also, after the episode aired, like, I don't know, did you watch through the credits? Because after the credit,
so.
there's no post-credit scene.
Okay.
But at the end of the credits, they show like
Preview.
in the weeks to come.
Okay, I didn't watch that.
And you get to see, like, they definitely for sure show, like the events of the DLC, like that, like the flashbacks.
Ooh, okay, cool. I'm really interested to see where this season's gonna end.
I think this first season will be
Game 1?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah. The only way that I see it not being that is if it ends. Yeah.
Leading into winter.
But if that's the case, then why show like the? No, that's the thing, because that's where I got in the game, and I was like,
crazy ass game, and you're like, oh, I'm halfway through.
I know, I was like, I gotta stop for the night because I'm like right at the end of the game, and I don't want to beat it in one night.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, no, you still got like a third of the game left.
Yeah, dude. That was a great moment.
But yeah.
Oh God, yeah, and the game just ends like that.
Oh, yep. Yeah. Dude, I played last year. Because I bought. They had like the trilogy.
Yeah.
And it
you went through all of them.
And I didn't beat Mafia 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were just like, it's open world now, and it's Grand Theft Auto.
It's Grand Theft Auto, but you're
Yeah. You can grow a weed farm. Ha 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 ha. But Mafia 1, like the remaster for it that they did, that shit is
real shit.
That is real shit. Mafia 3, I sleep. Mafia 1 Definitive Edition, real shit.
Nice.
But yeah, no, I'm trying to think of like where they could end it if they don't just fully adapt the first.
Well, I would think if they could maybe get 2 seasons out of.
And the reason that I think it is because at the end of this, like in the weeks to come,
yeah,
there's a scene of Joel like walking through what looks like a hallway, like with a gun, and he's like, very carefully walking through, and it looks like a hospital hallway.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
Because I mean, they show, like, they show winter, like in that little preview as well.
I'm gonna say they probably they're probably going.
They probably have 10 episodes, so it'll probably be like, I mean,
hour so
long. I was gonna say once we get into more in-depth discussion, we can kind of probably break down how we think it's gonna go.
Yeah, for sure. I'd say let's just get into it then. Drop a spoiler alert.
Spoiler warning.
Get out of town if you haven't watched this yet.
And go watch it.
Like you said, let's just start and talk about that cold open.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God.
Caught me by
like
surprise.
1968 or something like that, or 64, whenever it was.
I think you were like 68 maybe, yeah.
And they like, it's just, I don't even know what kind of talk show it is.
Right.
Like I don't know if it was supposed to be like just like a regular, like, you know, like the Ed Sullivan Show or something like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Just
where it's like a
late night talk show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they just had these guests come
they
on.
were talking about viruses, which is kind of like kind of a heavy subject.
Yeah. Not really something that you want to like put on like lighthearted television.
Right.
And they kind of showed that.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
But yeah, they
Did that give you Chernobyl vibes at all? How it was filmed or
not that scene specifically, because they don't really, in Chernobyl, they don't really go a whole lot into like news broadcasts or whatever.
Right.
Because like Chernobyl starts with like the explosion happening.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, right. Gotcha.
Like you see it in the distance, and then there's like a firefighter who's like, all right, I'm getting called in to go take care of this fire.
Yeah. Holy shit. Okay.
And then it just happens.
And
then you've got like the crew inside the reactor who are like,
oh god.
Yeah. Dude, oh my god, it's intense. Like in Chernobyl, there's a scene where like there's a dude, like one of the survivors is like walking through the building, and he's got like another guy with him, and he goes to like open this door and hold the door open for him.
Hold the door, yeah.
It's an HBO thing.
Yeah, hold the door.
But as he goes to open the door and like hold it open as the guy walks through, by the time he lets go, like his hand and arm that were like holding the door, touching the door, are like almost like mush. They're so red because that door was just irradiated to fuck.
Oh my god. Jesus. Dude. Yeah, I really missed the train on Chernobyl, dude, man. I gotta hop on.
I literally watched it because, shout out to the homie Ben Morgan. We would be working, and we would just be slow, or we'd be like in the middle of doing prep, and he would just say, "Here, watch this," and then he would pull his phone out.
One full episode of Chernobyl.
Stick his phone up on the screen, like on a shelf or whatever.
Yeah.
And then connect it to a Bluetooth speaker, and we would just watch Chernobyl at work.
Damn, dude. That's intense. You got customers coming in, and dude's arm is goop.
Dude's like laying in the hospital bed, and he's just like dissolving.
Oh my god, dude. Jesus.
It's wild.
Ugh. Yeah, I didn't know if they had any certain like political moments like this. Kind of like this opening.
I mean, they have moments where like you'll see like Russian like government / like local council or whatever.
Yeah.
Where like they come in and they're like, okay, all this shit's happening. This is really bad. We need to cut the phone lines, control the spread of disinformation. Because they don't want people to like go out and say like, oh, a nuclear reactor blew up.
Yeah, right. Holy shit.
They're like, no, it was just a fire.
That's where it gets like the political issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in The Last of Us, to bring it back to The Last of Us, we get these two doctors, or scientists, or whatever you want to call them, and they're getting interviewed, and the one is like, oh yeah, viral pathogens are the way of the future. Like that's what we need to look out for. It could wipe out half of the life on Earth if we got hit with a big viral pandemic.
Right. Yeah.
Which is kind of,
I think they were giving us a little nudge
there. And then the other dude, who I'm sorry, I don't know who the first guy is, but the second professor is played by Peter Capaldi.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I don't care about viral infections. Who cares about those? Now the real killer, fungi.
Yeah.
And everybody's like,
laughs.
He's like, no, this shit'll kill you. He's like, because it's scarier. It's scarier than a viral pathogen because a viral pathogen just kills you.
Yeah.
Fungi alters your mind, alters your brain.
Yeah.
And then he goes on to explain the whole cordyceps thing.
Yeah.
And everybody in the audience just is like silent.
Yeah. By the time he's done with it, yeah.
And then the first doctor comes back on and is like, oh, well, that doesn't matter because that only affects ants. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, right.
And then Capaldi's like, you're right, it does only affect ants because it can't survive at temperatures higher than 95 degrees Celsius or 95 degrees Fahrenheit in the human, or like in a human body. But what if it had to adapt because of, say, rising temperatures?
Yeah. Cut. Yeah.
He's like, it would transfer to humans and then it'd be over. We lose.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, the dude's like, so if this happens, what do we do? And he's just like, we lose.
Yeah.
And then it cuts.
It was just the perfect way to open that up, and
he's like, all right, we're gonna go to commercial now.
Yeah. Dead silence, nothing. There was that was not initially a plan to have in the actual episode.
Really?
Yeah. Craig like pitched it to Neil, and at first Neil wasn't going for it.
Yeah.
They had like instead some kind of compilation of like the ants. But they were like, this feels more like a history lesson than like a scene.
Yeah.
So
people don't want to watch ants crawl around with fungi in their head. Man.
Yeah. But it was like, I think he said towards the end of filming, he was like,
we got to do
listen,
this
man,
scene.
I don't think the beginning's working. And he pitched it to him again, and they gave it the go ahead. And I think that was definitely the right move.
No, for sure. I agree with that. Definitely kind of set the dire tone.
Yeah.
Just right then and there. They were like,
Right.
okay, if this happens, it's over.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to 2023, or it cuts to 2003.
Yeah.
And it happens.
It happens.
And it's over.
So how do you feel about, have you read up or seen any discussion about how it spread? And you know, the discussion about like the flour factory that they quickly mention? Man, yeah. So I can't remember the country. I can't remember right now, but on the radio it says like something about like a flour recall or something like that. Like in a country with like super mass produced flour that's exported.
Yeah. Well, because I know
countries.
I remember hearing them talk about like Jakarta, like at the beginning.
Jakarta, yep.
Because Joel's like, where is that? He's like,
Yeah.
is that like a country in Asia or something like that? And she's like, no, it's the capital of the Philippines.
Yeah, he's quickly corrected. I love it. She did so good, by the way.
No, I loved her as Sarah.
Absolutely. It was great getting to know her character.
Oh, for sure.
But from what people are saying is, you know, fungi can grow in flour like that.
Yeah.
And from what we saw, also, nobody's wearing a mask to deflect spores.
Nope.
Which, when Joel was standing next to that, like, clicker fuse into the wall.
Yeah, I was expecting them to, like,
I was like, you're breathing
out.
It in.
Yeah, no, I was expecting them to see the clicker and then immediately pull out masks.
Right.
But I guess because it wasn't, like, too bad yet. Like,
do you think that
area hadn't, like, the mole or the fungi hadn't, like, grown to a point where it could, like, spread effectively, like shoot the pollens out, maybe.
That makes sense. We haven't seen it yet, but this is just kind of one of the first instances where I've seen hardcore fanboys of the game or whatever
be
get
like,
salty or
where's
something.
the gas masks?
Let the show happen. Pretty much, let the show happen. We don't even know yet.
Let them cook.
Let them cook. You see that? They're flipping it. They're flipping it in the pan.
Look at that wrist. Look at that wrist.
Jesus Christ. No, for real though. I mean, like, we don't even know. They could pull out masks in the next episode.
Yeah.
And if they choose not to do an airborne infection,
I think there's going to be clickers in the next episode.
Like active clickers for sure. Yeah.
Because like how we were saying, like, where's the show going to go from here? I think episode 2 might be them getting to the State House.
Gotcha. Right. Because that's like your next mission.
Yeah.
When you get
like
out
the first
of the
episode
wall.
ends with them leaving the wall.
Right.
Episode 2 could be them traveling to either they could get to the State House at the end of the episode, or they get like close to it, and then the next episode starts with them like getting over there.
And we know we're gonna see. Yeah, I mean, we know they got to show us clickers. You know what I mean? In the next
for sure
episode, to keep people coming back, show us these fucking horrendous creatures.
They showed one because at the end of the episode they play
that recap.
Depeche. Well, no, at the end of before the credits play.
Yeah.
They play like Depeche Mode comes on the radio to like signify dangers afoot because it's an 80s song.
Yeah.
And then it shows the shot of them walking towards the city as the camera pans up.
Right.
And you can see a clicker on one of the roofs.
Okay.
Clicking.
Okay, gotcha.
Like it's silhouetted, but you can still make it out.
Yeah. And it's giving us that tense feeling because when I was playing the game, I was like, "When am I going to see these fuckers?
You're gonna
when
hear
are they
them
gonna
before
pop?"
you see
I
them.
know, and
you're just gonna hear.
It made my skin crawl.
God.
Don't like that.
No, it's terrifying.
That's why I say they're so effective. This is such a crazy kind of mutation, and the growth on these fucking creatures. is fucking scary, but it also looks like flowers.
Yeah.
Blooming.
It's like,
You're blooming.
It's like roots and tendrils spreading. Like, I think of seeing Gran, like, with her over the
That was a great shot.
the old lady, and you just see, like, the tendrils coming out of her mouth as she's, like, feeding or, like, spreading or whatever. Just absolutely horrific.
Dude, the shot, we're just talking about good shots. The shot where she's like not noticing, old Nan is in the background, out of focus, but her jaw is like, it's fucked, dude. Yeah, it was real scary.
It was a really good horror application there.
For sure.
And I really liked, since we're talking about it, I really, really enjoyed how they did that. The first half hour or so of the episode was like the flashback, not flashback, but like the day of events happening.
Right.
So you get to see, which is different from the game.
For sure.
Because the game just starts with Sarah waking up at night.
And shit's popping off.
And then she turns on the news and sees a hospital explode.
Yeah.
Whereas in the show, we get to see the day begin. We know that it's Joel's birthday.
Yeah. Yeah.
She goes and gets the watch fixed for him.
We get a nice morning interaction where we see how Joel, Sarah, and Tommy all live together.
Yeah,
and
they all interact.
All performances were fantastic.
Oh, for sure. Diego Luna as Tommy is really good.
So good. I can't wait to see more of his performance.
But yeah, just how she was going through her day, kind of just getting little tidbits of news.
Yeah.
As she's like going, and she's just a kid, so she doesn't really understand all of it.
Right.
But like when she's getting the watch fixed and the dude's wife comes in.
That's when it got scary, dude.
And you see all the cop cars and fire trucks driving past the store, and he's like, it's been like that all day.
Yeah, dude.
And then his wife comes in and is like, we're closed. You need to go home. Bye. You need to go home to your family now.
It's so fucking scary, dude. Like that's when the anxiety starts, dude.
And then she doesn't. And then she doesn't go home to her family. She goes to the neighbor's house.
Yeah, she does.
What else do you do?
All right.
Go hang out with the neighbor.
They had
who is
that,
like 90 years old.
Yeah.
Like an invalid. No, you're good.
What up?
I only get to see this side.
It's my good side.
All sides are good sides when it comes to you.
Thanks, Daddy.
Allstate. All sides are good sides.
You guys fucking use that. We need our money, Allstate.
Please.
Right?
Give me a lifetime
Give me a lifetime
insurance. Yeah.
He's going to get every lifetime subscription to man.
Fuck, don't give us any money.
No, we don't need. Yeah, give us money, but also give me an eternal car insurance.
Yeah, car
Please.
insurance, HBO subscription, pay my phone bill.
Yeah.
We're talking about all this stuff. Pay my phone bill. Yeah.
Rent subscription.
Exactly.
A free rent subscription. Jesus.
But yeah, she goes and hangs out with the family, and
Yeah.
that's when you first get like the notion that Gran isn't right.
Dude, when the dog notices,
Yeah, when she's leaving the house and the dog is just like,
yeah, dude. It's like the sense of animals sensing danger before a human can is it's just scary, man.
yeah.
It's a smart dog too.
And then yeah, she goes home and just waits for Joel.
That's when we get.
Then Joel comes home and she gives him the watch, and they watch a movie, I think.
Yeah, and it definitely is a nod to the games because, that's a connection you're going to see later on.
Yeah.
Between Joel and Ellie with these like over the top crazy like 80s action movies or whatever.
Yeah.
I noticed that like the cover was just kind of it's just like one of those overtly over the top
just
movies.
like one of those like super 80s B movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of shit that they like. So
and then she wakes up and cuz Joel's gone because he's bailing Tommy out of jail.
Yes.
On his birthday.
Terrible night for that to happen too.
And then
it's so scary that he's not around. Like she wakes up, you hear fucking fighter jets?
Yeah, she turns the TV on, and there's all the stations are down, and it's like stay indoors. This is the emergency like broadcast. Do not go outside. Military officials will be nearby to like provide further directions. Just wait for help to come.
Dude, so
and then immediately she walks outside and sees like 4 fighter jets fly overhead.
Yeah. Insane. And then the dog comes
The
running
dog
out
comes
and,
up.
Yeah, that's when we see our first infected.
She goes back into the neighbor's house. And
Yeah. Help me.
Dude, that dude.
Oh my God.
That was like scary. That's like his like muscles were like locked up.
Yeah, like yes. You know, like a
and then we're not doing it. We're not going on a Step Brothers rant. We're not.
You're 17.
He said,
a fucking dinosaur.
He said, grow up and get a job. And I said, okay, Dad. But he didn't really say that. He said, you're 19. Quit being a fucking dinosaur.
My God, dude. Thanks, Step Brothers. All right, that's it. That's it.
But yeah, and then you get the grand scene where she's just running.
Old Nan wasn't even walking before, dude.
Nah.
That's like really shows you what
it does. Yeah, how it takes control of like the nervous system.
Yeah, insane.
And then she runs outside and gets saved by Joel.
Boom.
Joel and Tommy roll up, and Tommy has a fucking rifle. He's like, yeah, I just got out of jail.
Yeah, let's go.
And Joel's got that like adjustable wrench,
big ass wrench.
Yeah,
man. We're in Bioshock territory.
Literally.
Whack.
And I wasn't sure because in the game he shoots like the first infected that you see. That's his neighbor.
Yeah.
But in this, he just bashes her head.
And it shows just how fucked up Sarah is about it.
Dude, she's like, you killed her.
She's dead. He's like, yep, we gotta go.
Yep, we gotta go. We gotta go, honey.
Oh man, in that scene in the truck is where we see a lot of similarities between the game.
Yeah, I loved that the camera like was in like the back seat of the car, basically, just following everybody as it was happening.
Yeah, that was really good.
And it had like the house on fire, the family asking for help.
Yeah,
the like that T-junction where they have to decide like if they're going left or right to like cut through the city or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a moment where I was like, oh yeah, this is super
feel like it's
faithful.
so realistic. You know how that panic would cause so much of this, like the highways blocked, but the military is trying to like enforce.
Cars
all
are
this shit.
driving in the oncoming lane to try and like get out.
I mean, you gotta have hundreds of people in cars with their families trying to do the same exact thing that Joel is doing. It's just so chaotic.
Yeah.
And when we get to the street,
like you said when we watched it, it feels like Raccoon City.
Dude, for real. Yeah.
It really feels like Resident Evil 2 when everything goes to shit.
Yes. It's my first day on the job. God.
And then, they're just going through the city trying to escape everything, and then they get into a fucking car accident.
Dude, the actress that played Sarah was saying like it was easy to feel scared because of how much was going on in that scene.
All the feels people overwhelming.
Sprinting.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to get through the fucking road and the plane comes in. Oh my God.
Dude, not the plane.
Just insane.
And then like her acting when she's like, I can't walk.
Yeah.
Like that, like it's like she did that very convincingly.
Her death scene was like extremely hard to watch.
No, that shit hurt.
She doesn't react like that in the game.
No.
She's like dead pretty much.
Yeah, she gets shot and then he's like, hold on, baby.
Yeah.
And then she's just like.
In this, she's like hyperventilating. Can't catch her breath. And he's just
pushing on the wound and he's like, I know it hurts. I know it hurts.
And he's trying to pick her up, and then he's just like, Tommy, help. Like,
dude,
I don't know
what. It hurts. It hurts.
I can't fucking imagine, dude. Like, that was really rough. I almost paused it for a second to just be like, damn.
Yeah.
Catch my breath
after
that. That shit was insane. great work by both actors in that scene.
Yeah, and then we get that 20-year time skip to a 56-year-old Joel.
Yeah. And this is a guy who's just getting
Dead.
by every day.
He's dead.
Yeah, no, he's
hollow. My man is like the most hollow person I've ever seen. He just uses fucking pills and liquor to down any feeling that he has.
Yeah, you know what's something cool that the creators talked about that I didn't really think about is that we go from him holding his daughter in that state, and when we cut, he's just chucking bodies into the fire.
Yep.
He's chucking children's bodies.
Yep. And he picks up that kid that we see.
Yeah, they also show us that. So they introduce the scanners, in the way that they tell if people are infected.
Mm-hmm.
We see that kid walking. Oh, that scene fucked me up too, man. I didn't see that he had a bite at first.
Yeah, it's like on his knee.
It's on his knee. Okay, yeah. So
she's like, she sits down in front of him and she's like, "You want to tell me how you got that
scrape
scrape on your knee?"
Yep. Damn, dude.
And then they kill the kid.
It's fucked. It's fucked up. I mean, that's just like trying to keep it out of the quarantine zone.
Yeah.
But like, fuck, dude.
No, it sucks. It sucks to have to kill a child.
What if I tell you after we give you some medicine, we're going to get you a
It looked to me like
meal?
that lady was like, her eyes were like welling up as she was saying it to me.
Yeah. I was trying to read it. I didn't know. I was like,
I wasn't sure if it was just like reflections in her eyes or if her eyes were getting kind of watery.
Yeah.
But I think she was getting a little bit watery.
Yeah. It was very sad. And then you see his sneakers and Joel's holding them and he fucking just tossing bodies in the fire.
And then you get to meet
selling perks,
to meet Tess.
Selling the
to the fucking
he's
guard.
Like he's on his black market shit.
Yeah. Big smuggler energy.
Yeah.
And then we meet Tess.
Yeah.
His partner in crime.
Yeah, Tess, so good in the show.
Yeah, no, I really liked her actress. It felt like Tess.
Yeah, for sure.
We
see her. We get more expansion on that. We see her in a predicament when we first arrive with another character whose fate is different.
Robert.
Yeah.
This dude in the quarantine zone who just is also kind of like a smuggler, like they are, but he's like a piece of shit.
Yes.
Tries to rip off everybody that he can, any chance he can.
Mm-hmm. I like this scene though,
and I like how they kind of changed Joel's motivations too. Yeah. How in the first game he's just a smuggler who's just doing this as a job, whereas in the show he takes the job as an excuse to like get out of the city and go look for Tommy.
Right. Yeah.
Because he's trying to find Tommy.
I did like that too. It took a different.
Gives
angle.
him more of a reason to leave as opposed to just like, fine, I'll take your person, even though you stole our supplies. It's instead of it being the Fireflies took supplies from them, it's they both got ripped off with this car battery.
Exactly. I like that a lot. He had one solid goal, and this is just something that kind of eased its way into it.
Yeah.
And it was such a tense situation. They didn't really have that much time to even think about it.
Yeah, she's bleeding out, and she's like, I need a decision now.
And they obviously are hurting for supplies really bad.
Yeah,
so.
He's like, I need this truck. If we give them if we do this, they'll give us like a big truck.
Guns,
gas. Everything we need.
Yeah.
So yeah, they just, I liked that they did that. I thought that was a welcome change.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see, because we don't find Tommy that way in the game.
No,
at all.
In the game,
they don't even have a relationship.
Yeah, they're very estranged because Tommy, I'm assuming that it's the same in the sense that like Tommy was a Firefly,
right? Yeah,
but in the game he's like retired from that. He's done, and he's like he's living the settler life now.
Yeah,
he's got like a compound up by like a dam in Nebraska or something like that.
Right. By the time we meet with him,
yeah. So but in the show, Joel's like worried about Tommy's safety. So I'm wondering what's going on with that.
Yeah. We don't really know what's happening, and I like that. I like that sense of mystery. It's something to look forward to that I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
So, happy about where they're going with the Tommy line. After they get Ellie, well, we didn't talk about
Maybe the only thing that I kind of potentially had an issue with this episode was how Robert died. Because
okay, yeah.
In the game, they just roll up on the dude and
kick the shit out of him. Yeah,
they beat the shit out of him, and then he's like, "Okay, I'll tell you who I sold your product to. I'll tell you. It was the Fireflies." And then Joel fucking shoots him in the head.
Yeah,
instantly.
I think
it's either Joel or Tess. One of them pulls the gun out, and it's just like, "Thanks, Robert."
More like upfront brutal, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're immediately struck with these dudes are ruthless.
Yeah,
Joel has no qualms about cold-hearted killing.
We don't really see that until the end of this episode.
Yeah,
more so.
Yeah, they have Robert get killed by the Fireflies in a shootout where he tried to rip them off too. And
yeah, that had me confused too, because when they're trying to push that door open from the secret passageway, and then there's blood, I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I'm like, "What is going on here?"
But
and
that's just the new way that they make their paths intersect. Like
that. Very, very interesting. And then they meet Ellie.
You're saying you would rather see them kick the shit out of Robert?
I don't know. I feel
get that moment with.
I feel like both ways worked, especially because
excuse me.
The way that they did it in the show, also lets Ellie see that he's like immediately ruthless.
Yeah, this is a new,
because in the game, all that stuff with Robert happens before you even meet Ellie or the Fireflies.
Yeah,
and so instead, what they did was they take Ellie out of the quarantine zone, in a scene very similar to the game.
Yeah.
They go out, they hide, and then they get caught, and it's the same fucking guard from the beginning.
Yep.
That he's selling the drugs to, who warned him like, "Hey, stay inside for a few days because Fireflies killed a few of our guys. Everybody's working doubles. Everybody's fucking pissed. We're gonna shoot first, ask questions later. So stay inside."
Yeah, dude.
And then he sees him and he's like, "I fucking told you.
I thought I told you."
And makes them all like submit to.
We're doing this by the books.
Yeah. Hits them with the scanner, all of them, and then Ellie just with her fucking switchblade stabs.
He does get her. He does get the red.
He scans her.
Yeah.
But she stabs him, and then we get the scene where like Joel gets in front of Ellie, and he's got the light on his face as he's like, "Move out of the way," and then you get that flashback to the scene when Sarah dies, where he's got the soldier pointing his gun at him with the flashlight and everything.
PTSD, dude.
And it just triggered it in Joel, and he just
primal.
He charges this dude and just it's not even like he's not just like boom boom boom. It's one hand.
Yeah.
Just repeatedly.
Boom. Soaked in fucking blood. And Allie's like,
yeah, she's just like, "What the fuck?"
But not displeased.
No,
like Sarah was like,
"Yeah,
kill somebody." Ellie's like,
"You saved me."
Damn.
But then you find out that she's infected.
Yeah.
But Joel is still in like this state where he's just, you get like the tinnitus sound and you're shell shocked, and he's barely hearing Tess as she's like, Joel, she's infected. She's infected, Joel. And Ellie's like, "No, I'm not.
Right.
And then you get the reveal. Ellie is immune. She got bit like 3 weeks ago. But it's healed. It's healed and she's fine.
And that's never happened to anybody.
And so the Fireflies were trying to get her out because of that. Because she's like the one hope for a potential cure.
Yeah.
And so Joel and Tess, they realize like, we don't have time to like sit here and debate this right now. We have to keep moving because more Fedra guards are going to be coming soon.
Yeah, they're not very far outside of the wall.
They're literally just like, I don't know,
they got
200
feet pretty
feet.
fucking quick.
Yeah. and then and then it shows them like leaving the town, the quarantine zone.
Yeah.
And then we get that little like Depeche Mode ending where the radio comes on and plays the song.
Loved it. Great outro to a great first episode.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it.
Rating for episode 1?
I'd probably give it like 9.
9 out of 10?
Yeah. I thought it was pretty faithful, and the spots where it wasn't faithful still stayed like, and when I say faithful, I just mean like
we're hitting the
like
major
a cut and
plot
dry adaptation. The parts where it took liberties, I think, were very good.
Yeah.
Like I said, the only thing that I maybe would have a problem with is the Robert death, but like I said, I also really like how it gets to show us like
You
how
understand,
how Ellie gets to see like Joel is not this man that is like a knight in shining armor. He's like a fucking
He's the Dark Knight.
Yeah, I am the darkness.
My God.
What about you? What about a rating for you?
I would say 9 or 9.5.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this. They have I'm trusting them at this point. They're doing well with this IP, and I trust that they can follow suit throughout. I have something to look forward to on Sundays now.
Yeah.
I love that. It was the second highest rating show for viewership, I think.
Since House of the Dragon.
Yeah, which is a big deal. I mean, House of the Dragon was a huge comeback. So, it's great to see it.
Yeah, getting
performing
the
well.
support. Yeah,
I want to talk to people who haven't played the games
and see what they think about it.
Are feeling the show out.
Yeah,
Non-gamers.
They're not G's.
It's fake gamers.
Mia, how dare you? How dare you?
Come on, dude.
Fake gamer.
Come on, dude. Stop League of Legends. Oh my God. So yeah, I'm really interested to see the thoughts on people who are entering the community in this way.
I think it's 10 episodes.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think it's 10 episodes. So
Yeah.
that's something to look forward to for a little bit.
So yeah, and just to kind of cap it off, big game spoilers if we say anything. I want to hear your thoughts on, do you want to see it go the same way with like how it ended?
Like the first, like how...
Like where do you see, I guess not, we don't have to go as far as the ending, but trajectory-wise, where do you think we're heading? You said you think maybe next we're going to the Capitol.
Yeah. I think next we're probably going to the State House. And we'll get like this, maybe, because that's the thing, is I'm thinking either, because the infection spreads pretty quick, right?
Yeah.
Because Tess gets infected.
Yes.
And it's like really not long after she gets infected.
Yeah.
That
is the State House when she gets infected?
the State House is when she tells you to when
kill her.
You get there and the Fireflies are all dead.
Yeah.
And then the Fedra guys show up and you have to escape.
Yep.
And she's like, she's like, you have to get her out of here. She's the only, she is. Yep. Yeah. And then you just hear her gun fire like twice, and then you just hear.
So we might have that coming next.
So that I'm thinking that maybe that'll be next episode, or they could maybe stretch it out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, is like they could do that whole thing, because I'm
Yeah.
thinking maybe like episode 3 is like Bill,
Okay, cool. I'm really excited for Bill.
and then maybe like episode, and I feel like you could probably stretch Bill's segment out into like 2 episodes.
I think you're right. He's got his own setup. He's got his own town.
Yeah.
dude.
So I think Bill would be like episodes 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And then like episodes 5, maybe 6 would be the brothers.
Okay. Yeah.
And then after that would be like episode 7, where you get up to
The drafts.
Well, no, I'm saying I think episode 7 will be him getting rebarbed. I think it's a 10 episode series. So I'm thinking like episode 7, like
after
if
the rebar, you
if
can
this
do
is all
winter.
working out, that's what I'm saying. I think episode 7 will maybe end with him getting rebarbed in the university.
Yeah.
And then episode 8 would be Ellie taking care of him, having the flashback.
Yes. Oh, because they're gonna do this flashback. Yeah. Shit.
And then so yeah, because there's also in the winter they do the DLC. And so you'll get the flashbacks to her in the DLC, and then so I'm thinking maybe episode 9 would be cannibals.
Yeah.
And then episode 10 would be like maybe starting with like the giraffe scene.
Spring.
Yeah. And then going into the hospital and then the end.
Gotcha. And we might have another hour and 40-minute episode.
I was gonna say, and I was gonna say the last episode could be a long one too.
I'm here for it, dude.
But yeah,
I'm here for it.
That's my prediction, I guess, of how the season's gonna go.
And we also, I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen with Tommy coming up.
Yeah, I didn't even mention him in my episode.
But generally, I think that sounds pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm just really excited. So
I mean, they could cover Tommy in the episode where they go to the university.
Gotcha.
Because they stop there first, and then they take horses.
Okay.
To the university.
Gotcha. What do you think? Should we do? Should we wait for it to stop airing and then do like a full conclusive season episode, or should we like start our next few episodes?
Just kind of.
We're doing on-air discussion.
Yeah, we're brainstorming live.
What do you think, Davis? Do you think we should do like a 20-minute segment for the next few weeks as this airs? Talk about the episode.
Maybe. I think it'd be cool.
Just depends what the fans want.
Yeah, how about you all let us know?
Please.
Please.
If you care.
Just tell us what to do.
Let us know. I'll definitely. Right, for sure. Let us know, because we might catch up with it and like just do a 20-minute little segment in the beginning.
Yeah,
to talk about the episode,
what's going on and how we're feeling,
how the direction's looking, all that kind of good stuff, and then we'll pair it with a movie or a game or something fucking cool. Yeah. That's what we do. So, thanks for coming on. Thanks for watching The Last of Us with me.
Of course.
So excited to see where we go.
Dude, no, I'm very, very excited for it. I think it's going to be very good.
Awesome. Let us know what you thought in the comments. Let us know how you feel about the video production. This is just a test, but we're going to see how it starts to unfold.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. I'm Zac Osen.
I'm Andrew Hall.
And this has been the Storyworks Podcast.
Sayonara.
I'm playing the song.